Hi everyone, and welcome back to Turn This Way. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever had a moment where something in your business didn't just frustrate you, it hurt? A comment, a number, a decision, a situation you couldn't control. And suddenly it didn't feel operational, it felt personal. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. You're not overly sensitive. You're not failing at leadership. You're invested. Hospitality isn't just a business you run. It's something you build with your time, your presence, your energy, and often your identity. So today we're going to talk about why it feels so personal, the cost of carrying everything emotionally, and how to lead with heart without losing clarity, boundaries, or yourself in the process. Before we go further, I want you to pause for a moment. Finish this sentence quietly to yourself. When something goes wrong in my business, I usually feel, maybe it's frustration, maybe it's responsibility, maybe it's embarrassment, maybe it's fear. There's no right answer here. This isn't about fixing anything yet. It's about noticing. What do you notice about how you feel when something in your business goes wrong? Because what we don't name, we tend to carry. And when we carry these feelings around with us, they can affect our thoughts and actions without us even realizing it. Here's the part that often gets overlooked. You didn't just invest money into your business, although I know you invested a lot of money. You also invested yourself. You invested long hours, and I don't just mean the hours that you spend in your actual establishment, although I know for some of you that is already a lot of time. I'm talking about the hours of analyzing, planning, and worrying you do when you aren't at your restaurant, bar, or hotel. The times when you are supposed to be focused on family or hobbies or sleep, and your mind continuously circles back to your business. You invested missed events, birthdays, holidays, soccer games, concerts missed because you were needed by the business. You invested emotional labor, managing your own emotions in order to present yourself as the leader your team needs. You invested relationships, asking your partner, family, and friends to support you and understand that you may not have the same amount of time to spend with them. You invested your reputation. You know that the success or failure of your business and how you conduct yourself as a leader within it will have a direct impact on your reputation. And you invested belief, because without unwavering belief that your business will succeed and your passion will pay off, then why are we doing this in the first place, right? In hospitality especially, your presence matters. You're visible, you're involved, you're connected to guests, teams, outcomes, and experiences. Psychology refers to this as identity fusion, when who you are becomes deeply intertwined with what you've built. So when the business struggles, your nervous system doesn't say, "This is a data point." It says, "This means something about me." Some people may think this is a weakness. It's not weakness. It's commitment without separation. Let's do another check-in. Ask yourself this: where have I tied my sense of worth to outcomes in my business? Is it in sales, reviews, team performance, growth? Just notice where the connection feels tight. That awareness will open the doorway to healthier leadership. I'm going to share a little personal story about when I was too heavily invested personally and couldn't see professional feedback. When I was training to become a certified life coach, we had to do online live coaching sessions with other members of the class. This allowed us to practice what we had learned and receive feedback from our peers and instructors. I have always valued the fact that I am a highly empathetic person, meaning that I can sense the emotions and energy of those around me. I feel things deeply, and I've been told that I am easy to connect with because of this trait. People feel heard and seen when around me. It is one of the reasons why I have always been drawn to coaching or helping others. During one of the live coaching sessions I was doing with a fellow member of the class, she shared that her brother had passed away and that his death was the inspiration for her to become a coach. It was an emotional share. She was crying, and I felt her sadness deeply, getting teary-eyed myself. When the session was complete, my instructor provided feedback that hit me very personally, and it took me time to separate the feedback as valuable insight instead of a personal attack. He told me that I should not show my own emotions so visibly when coaching. Of course, I can express my condolences, but he said that through expressing my own sadness, I was taking the moment away from the client, and it no longer was a moment focused on their own needs and growth. I was invested in this career choice. I was invested in my training, and the feedback felt personal. It wasn't until I stepped back and objectively reviewed the session and feedback that I could see the value in what was shared with me, and then I could apply it to becoming a better coach. You see, the thing is, when everything feels personal, leadership and the ability to reflect quietly gets harder. Here's what often happens. Feedback feels like criticism, like it did for me. Decisions feel emotionally loaded. Boundaries blur. Stress follows you home, and burnout builds quietly. Neuroscience shows that when emotions run high, the brain shifts into threat response mode, reducing our ability to think clearly, creatively, or strategically. This is why leaders can feel stuck, reactive, or exhausted, not because they're incapable, but because they're over-identified with their business. Let's reframe something important. Caring deeply is not the problem. I learned that through my own experience. You are allowed to care deeply. Losing separation is the problem. Healthy leadership doesn't mean emotional detachment, it means emotional clarity. So here are 3 grounding truths you can return to. Number 1, your business reflects your effort, not your worth. Effort can change. Worth is inherent. Number 2, a hard season does not erase your capability. Every business has chapters. Not all of them are success stories. There will be times when you are doing everything to the best of your capability, and it will still be a hard season. As long as you can confidently say that you are working at your best ability, then you cannot take hard seasons personally, only as opportunity for learning and growth. And the last one, you can care deeply and still lead clearly. Emotion and strategy can coexist. Some of the best leaders out there possess a strong balance of emotion and strategy, and that's where leadership maturity lives. Let's try a language shift, because the words we tell ourselves matter. The next time something goes wrong, try this sentence. This matters to me, but it is not me. Let's say it again slowly. This matters to me, but it is not me. That language creates space between identity and outcome, which is essential for sustainable leadership. Here are a few practices that help leaders carry less without caring less. Name the emotion before the decision. If you're frustrated, disappointed, or anxious, name it first, then decide. When you do this, you are separating the emotion from the business decision. And in naming and recognizing the emotion, you may realize that this is not the best time to make a solid business decision, and may choose to wait until the feeling subsides and you are able to separate from it. Another practical tool is to create transition rituals. Simple end-of-day or end-of-week check-ins help your nervous system release what it's holding. This could look as simple as journaling or rating your level of different emotions on a scale of 1 to 5. And then one of the most impactful tools I use for myself and my clients is to ask different questions. Instead of, what did I do wrong? Try, what is this teaching me? Simple rewording of a question. Asking, what did I do wrong, assigns blame and automatically makes it personal, allowing room for all kinds of self-degradating talk. What is this teaching me invites introspection, analysis, and problem solving, all skills that benefit a leader. Your business feels personal because it carries your belief, your work, and your heart. That doesn't mean you're doing leadership wrong. It means you're doing something meaningful. Remember, the goal isn't to care less, it's to care well, with clarity, boundaries, and compassion for yourself. Thank you for showing up for your business, your people, and yourself. If you or someone you know is struggling with finding the balance between business and self, because it can be really hard, feel free to reach out to me through LinkedIn or Instagram. I'd love to connect. Hope you all have a successful week, and as always, turn this way.